What's going on, gun lovers? Now look, not everyone can drop $2,000 on a Gucci gun, and you don't have to. Today, we're going to break down the 10 top budget-friendly firearms that deliver serious performance without breaking your wallet. All right, let's go.
Everybody ready?
Yeah. What gun we have? Well, we won't go in order, but we'll just say the top 10 guns, and then we'll do a couple of videos down the line. I'm doing a whole series on budget guns. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. But the first gun on my list today is the Taurus G3C. All right? It is a budget-friendly concealed carry option. It's compact, 9mm. Good ergonomics, solid trigger. Okay, it's okay. It's not bad. And it's under $300, and it's reliable enough to carry with quality ammo. So the Taurus G3C is a great option. I know when I first got into guns with specifically Taurus, people told me Taurus wasn't really a good option, and then I tried the G3C, and it was pretty good. I would recommend, since it's budget friendly, to try to get you a new one. I'm not going to say that buying it used is bad, but if you're getting budget friendly, I would try to go with a newer gun. I bought a G2C, and that trigger on that was kind of so I'm kind of looking at the other options. I do have some other Taurus options in my honorable mentions, but the G3C is a great option to start this list off with. So next on my list is the Canik TP9 SF or the Canik TP9 Elite SCI. These are great. They are Turkish made, but they have excellent triggers. Every Taurus I've ever owned, every shot has an excellent trigger. Optic ready models, and you can probably get them, most of them, for right around $400 or so. So it's a great budget option. They compete. They compete with pistols that cost $600 or more. So Taurus is a great option. If you're looking to go even better, you can get the SFX or any of the other models. They got different models, different colors, and all kinds of crazy stuff out there. But the Canik TP9 SF or the TP9 Elite SC, great options for your budget. So here we go with one of the most trusted brands in America. But I'm gonna go with the Ruger EC9 or the Security 9. All right, so the rugged American-made, just the trusted. Ruger is a trusted brand. All right, the EC9 is some compact, I believe it's double action only style, so it's great for concealed carry. The Security 9 is like your full size range slash home gun, and you can probably get them both not both together, but you can get them for around $300. So the EC9, Security 9 are great options if you're on a budget and looking for a quality firearm. All right, so this one may shock a couple of folks, but I'm going High Point. The High Point 99, the 995 TS carbine. All right, not the handgun. I can't stand the handgun, but the carbine is great. Laugh if you want, but the 9mm carbine runs great for home defense and maybe even a truck gun, and you can get it for around $250 to $300. So the High Point 995 TS carbine, and that's on the list. All right, so shotguns. I guess you can call it my favorite, but the Maverick 80, the Mossberg Maverick 88 is my top budget shotgun. You can use it for home defense, outdoors. It's a budget rifle, but it's still reliable, and you can probably get it for right around $200, $250. So the Maverick 88 is a great option. I got some more some other options in my honorable mentions at the end, but for me, budget shotgun, you cannot go wrong with the Maverick 88. All right, so for those of you that like the Glock, but you don't want to pay $400, $500, $600 for the Glock, you want to get a Glock clone, get the PSA Dagger. All right, it is an ultra budget concealed carry weapon. It's a Glock clone, and it performs better than it should. Honestly, PSA Dagger is just, it only been around for a little while, but it's a great option for those of you that like the Glock clones, the Glock style handguns, but you want to get on a budget, get the PSA Dagger, can't go wrong. Now, I had a couple of options for my 22 LR, but I went with kind of, I guess you can call it fun-ish, but the Heritage Rough Rider 22 LR, a Western style single action plinker, all right? Super fun, super cheap. Maybe about $150. You should better get on $200. So it's great for new shooters or pests or just range time. You know, so it's a little revolver, but it is a great little gun. If you like revolvers, you like 22 LR, you want to get out there and do some plinking, go ahead and get you a Heritage Rough Rider 22 LR. So when we talk about AR-15, you know what comes up again? Palmetto State Armory. All right, get you a Palmetto State Armory AR-15. You can build it or buy it for under $500. All right, it's an entry-level AR with reliability and upgrade potential, and a lot of times you can get deals or blim sales on the PSA site. So Palmetto State Armory builds a great, or you can build yourself a great AR-15 from Palmetto State for cheap. All right, great budget, good quality. All right, PSA has great quality. They're coming on up. All right, so I'm kind of going back to the 22 LR, but the Ruger 1022 is an excellent rifle for beginners, for kids, range days, or training. You can probably get it for under maybe $250 or so. You can get you a Ruger 1022, and this is, when I say great for starters, it is great. One of the best, probably one of the most popular, probably the most popular 22 LR rifle out there. So the Ruger 1022, beginners, range days, training, whatever, the 1022 is an excellent option. All right, so this one here is probably my top gun on the list that I would recommend if we go on budget guns for anybody, but it will be the CZ P10. I'm gonna go C because that's the carry option. You can't go wrong with any of them, but it's considered by many to be the best overall budget pistol. All right, it offers excellent, great ergonomics, a good trigger. They're very reliable, and it's a significantly reduced price to when they first came out. So can't remember how much I bought mine for, but yeah, you can get them, I'm pretty sure, for under $400, and probably between $300 and $400 on that. So, but the CZ P10C, you cannot go wrong. It is a great gun, shoots great, great trigger. The ergonomics are I don't want to say perfect on a gun, but yeah, if you want to get you a good concealed carry gun, or you even want to go full size, you can go with the full size version. But the CZ P10C is a great option. Okay, so now let's talk about some of my honorable mention. These are great. I just didn't have enough room to put everything kind of like on a top 10 list, but we will be coming out with more budget gun videos. We're gonna do it for handguns, shotguns, rifles, all that. But now let's talk handguns, and a great option. The Taurus GX4 is very popular in regards to concealed carry. So it's a good balance of features and affordability. So the GX4, kind of like the GX3, is a great option. All right, so the Smith & Wesson SD9 2.0. Reliable and affordable, kind of bare bones 9mm pistol. All right, Smith & Wesson makes a great gun, which brings me to the next one. All right, so this one is very popular. It probably could have made the top 10. Maybe some people are gonna say should have made the top 10 list, but the Smith & Wesson M&P9 Shield Plus. All right, another excellent option for concealed carry. And this one here kind of get praised for the trigger. When a budget gun, it has a pretty good trigger. A lot of people like the M&P9 Shield Plus. I haven't shot it a whole lot, but people that I knew shoot it. People that I know that have shot it just say it's a great option. So the Smith & Wesson M&P9 Shield Plus, great gun. All right, so this is one that I was kind of reluctant to put on the list because I don't like it a whole lot because it's just a little small. But the Ruger LCP Max. Renowned for being easy to carry concealed through their small size. I'm not a big fan of small guns, but if you like them real small, the LCP Max is a great option. It's well known. I guess you call it a pocket pistol, all right? So you can, if you want to get that small little thing that can fit inside your hand, the LCP Max is your option. All right, so those want a little bigger, maybe want a 1911, the T-size 1911 A1 Government. All right, it's a top choice if you want a budget-friendly 1911. So we know 1911, 2011s are not budget-friendly. All right, they're not even close. But the A1 Government is a great option if you want to get a 1911. And won't break the bank for it. All right, so the T-size 1911 A1 Government. All right, so let's talk about shotguns next. My honorable mention with shotguns. The first one is the Mossberg 500. Highly reliable, versatile pump shotgun with good value. The Mossberg 500, I like the 88. I told you the 88 is like my choice, but the Mossberg 500 is a great option. Slightly more expensive, but still should be within most of you guys' budget. All right, so my next shotgun honorable mention is the Remington 870 Fieldmaster. All right, a classic and dependable pump action. All right, popular for hunting, so a lot of people like to go hunting with the Remington 870. Mossberg Remington, guys, you can't go wrong with those. Those have been around for a while. They're reliable, great choice. So the Remington 870 Fieldmaster, great choice if you're trying to get a shotgun on a budget. So the next one, maybe not as well known, but it's Stoeger. Hope I'm saying that right. P3000. It's a very affordable pump action shotgun. It's renowned for being reliable and it got a smooth action. So you know, you may not have heard about it. Look it up. Stoeger P3000. Great option if you're looking for a shotgun on a budget. And so the last one, the shotgun, it's a good budget option. Is the Winchester SXP Defender. All right, it's a smooth operating pump shotgun, and it's considered a good budget option. So it's a great option. So get out there. And these budget options, if you're looking for a shotgun you're not sure about, especially most of these budget options, or all of them are pump action shotgun. The Winchester XXP Defender and all the other ones are just great options if you're looking for a shotgun on a budget. Good options. All right, so for rifles, and this one, there's another one that probably could have made the top 10 list, but the Ruger American Gen 2. Love these guns. Recommended as a top choice for a budget hunting rifle. They're known for accuracy, great features, and overall quality for the price. So the Ruger American Gen 2, I know it comes in different calibers, but they are a great budget option if you want to get a good rifle. The American Gen 2, can't go wrong. This is one I had seen, I hadn't shot it with, so I had to ask about it. But the Savage Axis 2 is a solid choice for an affordable bolt action rifle. And for what I hear, it offers decent accuracy. So, but it is affordable, so it'll be a great option if you want to get a budget rifle. The Savage Axis 2. The next one was one I wasn't planning on putting on the list because it's a little more than budget, but I heard for what it does, it's a great budget. So the CVA Cascade, a highly rated rifle, under $700. That's what I mean by budget. But it says it's got great accuracy, fit, finish, and quality components. So I added it to the list because somebody said you need to add the CVA Cascade. Whatever, dude. So the last one, rifle, is for you hunters. The Winchester XPR SR. A good value hunting rifle, especially the SR model with features, kind of like a threaded barrel and other thing like that. So there's great features on the XPR SR. I haven't went hunting in a while. Man, every time I go hunting, I use somebody else's rifle. So I got to get me a good hunting rifle. I might get one of these budget ones. All right, so let's talk about some things we're going to consider before you go out and spend your money, your hard-earned money on one of these budget rifles is figure out what your intended use is. The best budget gun kind of depends on your specific needs, whether it's for home defense, concealed carry, hunting, or target shooting. Just figure out what you want to do with it before you actually go buy it. So figure out what the intended use is, and you can use one of the guns on this list, or you can add some. The next thing you want to do, even though it's a budget rifle, you still want to figure out the ergonomics and your fit, all right? So always try to handle a gun before you buy it because you want to make sure it feels comfortable and natural in your hands. So even though you're buying, I hate to go spend $700 on a gun and don't like it. I don't even want to spend $150, $200 on a gun and don't like it. It's still a wasted purchase. So don't buy your budget gun just like you would a more expensive gun. Go out, check it out, shoot it first if you can. Ergonomics and fit are always important. All right, so this is probably the most important thing you want to do when looking at budget guns. You do your research before you actually go out there and buy them, but you want to make sure it's reliable. Reliability is important. They may be more important, they may be more affordable, but you need to prioritize reliability. Look for models with a proven track record. So even if you look at one of the ones I say that I like, maybe because it's from my personal experience, if you see reviews aren't great on it, don't get it. All right, just buy something that's great or that you like, but just make sure it's reliable. Most of the ones, I'm gonna hopefully say all of the ones I give you are reliable, but do your own research. All right, so another thing you want to look for is aftermarket support. All right, consider the availability of aftermarket parts and accessories, because you want to customize it or upgrade as desired. So, you know, just look for things like, you know, what's out there as far as upgrade. Is it optic ready? One thing I hate, especially like buying a gun, like on Gunbroker, is I don't put an optic on all of my guns, but I do want them all to be optic ready. And buying one just not paying attention to whether it was optic ready or not, frustrated. My Glock 19, I bought that like maybe 4 years ago, not optic ready. I just, okay, this is gonna be one that's not gonna have an optic, but get a gun with great aftermarket support if you can. All right, so let's talk about buying one of those used guns. Buying used can offer excellent value, but it requires careful inspection and adherence to safety guidelines. All right, you want to check the barrel, crown, the rifling, ensure the controls work smoothly, verify everything. Serial numbers are all kind of crucial steps. All right, and remember that law enforcement trade-ins, they can be a good source of quality used firearms. So you can find used firearms online and have them shipped during your local FFL dealer. So I love buying guns online. I'm on Gunbroker a lot. I like the auctions, and a lot of times you can get a gun for cheaper than what you would in the store. But just remember, if you buy it online, you're still paying taxes, fees, shipping. All right, then you gotta pay for the FFL when you get it. So just kind of remember all that in the price. If you got a gun at your gun store that costs $300 and you see it online for $250, then you gotta pay $50 for shipping and $25-$40 when you pick it up. It's better just go get it at the gun store. So just kind of get all that. And this is something that you don't see in the gun store, which is great for me online, because most of the guns I bought online weren't available at any of the local FFLs around town. And last thing, I'm gonna say, just kind of ain't got nothing to do with budget or whatever, but safety and training, regardless of what the gun costs. Proper gun training and safety is responsible. Remember, responsible storage, all that stuff is paramount. So regardless of what kind of gun you buy and how much it costs, be safe and get training. Come see me if you're in Atlanta. I'll give you some training. All right, so like I said, we are going to come out. I think the next video is going to be the top. We're going to go top just handguns, shotguns, rifles. We'll do like maybe the top 3 or 4 in each list, and then maybe we'll do more videos. So just kind of remember, this isn't an exhaustive list, so always do your own research. Handle firearms in person when possible, and consider taking a gun safety course before making a purchase. But we appreciate you guys checking out the video. What I want you to do is, if you agree with this top 10 list, let me know in the comments. If you got something you want to add that we need to put on a future list, put it in the comments. Let me know what guns you think are great budget-friendly options. Okay, until then, I want you guys like the video, subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right, let me know how you like it. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you on the next one.